Hello viewers, you are watching a Critics Tech channel. In the near future, India's healthcare system will go through a sea change with the implementation of National Digital Health Mission, which is poised to create a different ecosystem. While announcing the launch of National Digital Health Mission or NDHM during his 74th Independence Day speech, Prime Minister Mr. Narendra Modi said, National Digital Health Mission will bring a new revolution in India's health sector. On 26th August, the National Health Authority, which is an apex body under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare of Government of India, released the draft health data management policy, which will be in the public domain till 9th September 5 p.m. for collecting feedback from all the stakeholders including common public. However, this is limited to the health data privacy protection. Our Critics Tech wishes its viewers to share their thoughts on the proposed National Digital Health Mission ecosystem. The Indian Medical Association IMA, the country's largest association of doctors having nearly 3,20,000 members, has termed National Digital Health Mission as absolute unnecessary. The All India Organization of Chemists and Druggists, AIOCD, which claims to represent 8,50,000 chemists across India, has also raised their concerns against the proposed Digital Health Mission. Federation of Medical and Sales Representatives Associations of India, FMRAI, the largest organization in the world for medical representatives, has also registered their unhappiness over the proposed health mission. For the details on the National Digital Health Mission, you may go through my blog. I am sharing the link in the description box. National Digital Health Mission contravenes many laws, ethics, conventions, and code of conducts. In this video, we will deal with two such issues. Number one, telemedicine, and number two, e-pharmacy. Telemedicine affects the doctor-patient relationship, and e-pharmacy concerns the livelihood of lakhs of people. We will begin with telemedicine. Telemedicine, as it is indicated in the proposed mission, will allow healthcare professionals, that is doctors, to diagnose and treat patients at a distance using telecommunications technology. In future, an ailing person may not have to be in personal contact with a doctor for treatment. Does this sound good? Let's examine. In the early days, telemedicine was used mostly to connect the doctor in one location to a specialist somewhere else while treating a patient. Let's try to understand this. Take the example of a patient in a rural area who needs a specialized treatment where specialists are not readily available. In such case, the doctor with whom that patient is engaged for treatment would conduct remote visits of a specialist by sharing information via telephone. This was recognized as telemedicine during 1950s, and the system was of great benefit to the rural and hard to reach populations. Later, the rise of the internet age and the proliferation of smart devices that are capable of high quality video transmission brought profound changes in the practice of telemedicine. But in all cases, patients were under the direct supervision of a doctor who in turn was helping the patient for further specialized consultations and treatment. Undoubtedly, telemedicine is useful in delivering remote healthcare to patients in their homes, workplaces, or assisted living facilities as an alternative to in-person visits, particularly for specialty care. Telemedicine can be a better treatment approach in case any critical patient who needs wider consultations. Consider All India Institute of Medical Science, popularly known as AIIMS. A patient being treated at AIIMS in any part of the country can have consultation with any other specialists of AIIMS across its 13 branches throughout India via telemedicine. Here, the patient is being monitored in person by an expert healthcare professional who knows what should be done for the patient's benefit. This is a typical case of telemedicine that benefits a patient. However, the telemedicine proposed in the National Digital Health Mission is not the same as it is supposed to be. Though its functionality and applicability is not yet clearly defined, but the experts believe that the new system will permanently break the doctor-patient relationship. It may so happen that, irrespective of any institutional affiliations, a doctor, even in his private practice, will examine patients distantly on a virtual platform through digital media, where the doctor will have to depend solely upon the pathological reports of the patients rather than own clinical observations and experiences. Patients' details like age, sex, body weight, height, etc. will be uploaded in a mobile app along with the pathological test reports, based on which the doctor will investigate, diagnose and treat patients. In the next step, the doctor will upload prescription for the patient via digital media. It is anticipated that such digital prescription will not remain as confidential between the patient and the doctor. Many are afraid of an increasing tendency towards an intrusion on medical secrecy. Here comes the most important question, the question of medical ethics. The Hippocratic Oath, historically taken by the physicians, mentions, "Whatsoever I shall see or hear in the course of my profession, as well as outside my profession, if it be what should not be published abroad, I will never divulge, holding such things to be holy secrets." That's the Hippocratic Oath for a doctor. That's the oath of a doctor to keep the patient's details as secret, since they are considered to be holy. Practicing telemedicine under National Digital Health Mission will limit the scope of the doctors to adhere to their commitments of not divulging their patient secrets. Through our experience with the government's failure to protect the confidentiality of Aadhaar card details, it is quite natural to be skeptical on health data privacy of an individual. In ancient era, confidentiality between physician and patient was absolute. Medical information protection is generally guided by three principles: confidentiality, privacy, and secrecy. Confidentiality is an obligation from the doctors to maintain privacy. Privacy is the patient's prerogative to decide how much information about him or her can be shared, and the secrecy is a mechanism that secures confidentiality and privacy. Telemedicine, as described in the National Digital Health Mission, contravenes confidentiality, privacy, as well as secrecy. In India, the confidentiality clauses in doctor-patient relationships currently are guided by the Code of Ethics regulation formulated by the medical or dental councils. There are mechanisms to maintain privacy as much as possible. Besides, there are provisions of punishments for violation of personal health data privacy. Confidentiality in healthcare must ensure that privileged information of patients is not disseminated to others without the patient's consent. National Digital Health Mission, however, does not guarantee such confidentiality. Through this video, a Critics Tech humbly appeals to all the medical practitioners across India for raising demands of scrapping such derogatory mission which shall destroy invaluable doctor-patient relationship against all ethics and moral values. As an organization, the Indian Medical Association (IMA) should also challenge the respective provisions of National Digital Health Mission. Next, we will highlight the crushing effect of proposed e-pharmacy on the livelihood of few million people who are engaged in medicine retail and wholesale business in India. National Digital Health Mission will certainly aggravate unemployment since these establishments, chemist shops and wholesalers, will be shut down once the e-pharmacy takes total control of selling medicines. There are approximately 850,000 retail chemists and 330,000 wholesalers in India. There are also carrying and forwarding agents known as CFAs and warehouses of pharmaceutical companies. From the point of public health, medicines are to be kept in the safe hands at every point from company's warehouse to the retail chemists via CFAs and wholesalers. Lakhs of dedicated workers and professionals are engaged in this vast medicine distribution network. Online pharmacy will do away with their jobs because in the long term, online pharmacies will pave the way for potential monopoly. It may also lead to chaos by attributing serious issues of the patient safety while risking public health. E-pharmacy or an online pharmacy basically caters medicines at the doorsteps while accepting orders of medicines over internet or via mobile apps. In India, there is a rapid growth of e-pharmacy business. E-pharmacy business in India was pioneered in the year 2015, and within 3 years, by 2018, the industry crossed 3,500 crore rupees mark. In 2022, means within next 2 years, it is estimated to touch 25,000 crore rupees mark. During the journey of e-pharmacy, several issues related to operational, legal and logistics have propped up. The regulators are concerned about the problems arising due to distribution of medicines, chances of misuse, illegal distribution, unmanageable negative outcome of drug abuse, illegal commerce, etc. Once the online system comes into existence, people may easily access MTP pills, psychotropic drugs by fake prescriptions. Online sale of medicines would possibly be hazardous to the public health at large. To this effect, 2 years back, in September 2018, the All India Organization of Chemists and Druggists (AIOCD) observed a day-long strike. Following the Delhi High Court order to ban the sale of illegal or unlicensed online sale of medicine, country's drug regulator, the Drug Controller General of India (DCGI), during December 2019 asked all states and union territories to prohibit sale of drugs by online pharmacies. Amid such controversies, however, world's largest online store Amazon has entered into e-pharmacy business in India. In the last month, Amazon launched an online pharmacy in Bengaluru. Besides prescription-based medicines, Amazon is also selling traditional herbal medicines and health devices. The All India Organization of Chemists and Druggists (AIOCD), which claims to represent 850,000 chemists, has written to Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos and his Indian counterpart Amit Agarwal, saying e-pharmacies are illegal and not recognized by the laws under the Drugs and Cosmetics Acts and rules. Reliance Retail Ventures Limited has announced the acquisition of majority equity stake in Netmeds for a cash consideration of about 620 crore rupees. There are also reports that now the Walmart-owned Flipkart may also venture into the e-pharmacy segment, though it has not yet been supported. Viewers of a Critics Tech channel may take a note that the sale of prescription drugs and medicines through online medium is illegal. The dispensation of medicine has to take place from a licensed premise for which the license is issued by the competent authority. The law of the land does not permit home delivery of medicines. Allowing dispensation of medicine by home delivery requires extensive modifications to the existing Drugs and Cosmetics Act and rules. This has been accepted even by the Government of India in its affidavit submitted before the High Court of Madras. Despite extreme controversies, court cases, and legal issues in the last few years, government at the center is perhaps keen to see significant expansion of e-pharmacies in the near future. In this background, the Prime Minister's announcement on Independence Day is perhaps an assertive expression for the corporate interests while ignoring the laws of the land and shattering people's health benefits. Thanks for watching this video. We shall be back with more on National Digital Health Mission. Please stay tuned with our Critics Tech channel.